Hello. So now I'm getting on to teach you how to make the lasagna itself, like real lasagna. And cook the meat. And I'm using turkey, but you can use beef if you prefer beef. But I use turkey. I'm going to put 5 garlic cloves in my little press, and I'll smush it down in there. I'll put a little olive oil in there, and then I'll put the meat in there. I let the garlic really cook up first, get that aroma burning through. As soon as I get done, then you put the tomatoes in. I'm making 2 batches, so I'm using 2 small cans, but you can just use the one. And then you use the tomato juice at the very end after you layer all the layers. And then you put this right around the corner just to get that juice. But I will show you each step. I'm getting ready to cook the meat now, and then I will show you the rest. So I'll be back. Almost forgot, you also use a whole thing. You want half Italian and half turkey or hamburger. I'm going to use this whole thing because I'm making 2 lasagnas. I'm making one for us for dinner tonight and one for a friend for work. So just remember, you're mixing these 2 together, and I'll show you. I'm going to mix this, and then I'm going to cook it up. And once it's cooked up, I'm going to add in these tomatoes. But I also do add in 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of Italian, 1 tablespoon of parsley, and then you also need ricotta, and I do half ricotta, half cottage cheese, and then I do a half of a tablespoon in the mixture of the ricotta stuff. But I'll show you that too, but I'll be back. So now I've mixed in the turkey and the sausage together real good. Now I'm going to put a tablespoon of garlic, and I can just sprinkle in because I've been cooking since I was a kid. And I'm going to sprinkle in some garlic, 1 tablespoon, guys, just 1 tablespoon. You're going to do that with the parsley. The oregano. And the Italian. I just put them in backwards, but it's still the same thing. And now I'm going to mix that in real good. And then I'm going to put it on the oven or the stove to cook. So I'll be right back. So when you're cooking the noodles, you only need 9. You need 3 per layer, and you only usually have 2 layers. And then remember, you're going to have the meat, the cheese, which is mozzarella cheese, and I also do ricotta and the cottage cheese. Sorry. And I mix the ricotta and the cottage cheese together, and then like I said, I put oregano, Italian, and parsley in with that mixture. Mix it up real well, and then I layer it, and I will try to show you the layers as I go. So I'm still cooking the turkey and the sausage, but I wanted to also show you, like when you put the noodles down, like my noodles are already done, and I put a layer of them. You put 3 down, and then I just put a little bit of tomato sauce down to keep it moist. So especially when it's cooking, you don't want them chewy. You want it cooked all the way through, and I don't cook them until they're real soft. So, and I'll put the description. You cook it on 450 for 45 minutes. So, but I'll put that in the description. This is the ricotta. And I got the whole thing of cottage cheese. But if you're only making one, you only do half and half. So you only do half of this container and then one of these. And you mix it together and then you put it in. So I'm getting ready to do that, and I'll show you. And you do need mozzarella cheese. It's not going to be in my photo that I took a picture of all the other ingredients. But you do need this. And I like a lot because then I layer it for each thing. So each layer. And then I put 10 of it on the top. But if you don't like a lot of cheese, then you just can get the small one. Just letting you know what I do. But yeah. Okay, so now the turkey and the sausage is just about cooked through. I'm going to add the tomatoes in when I put it in that bowl. So I'm just showing you so you can see. I'll be right back. Add the tomatoes in with the meat. And you put all of the contents in. Don't drain the juice. The juice is going to help it cook the noodles. So you just pour it over the meat. We're going to start layering. Okay, you put the meat on first. No, I actually put ricotta on down first. You just put a little layer, just like you did with the pudding. Put it down. spread it out. And I just spread it to the noodles because when it cooks, it all bubbles to the sides. You don't want to run off, run over. At least I don't, but even you, I have the aluminum on the bottom of the stove, so that really does help catch overflow, but I try to prevent it as much as possible. Okay, now you're going to use the meat. That's what it looks like with the ricotta. I got to be careful because I got that juice in there. And you just take a heaping of the back. Sorry. Take a heaping of the meat and you just spread it again over the noodles. These are great for pigeons. These are great for people who lose their family when they're grieving. You just make one of these and give it to them, and they have it all week. I forgot, I don't add salt. I literally just let the salt from the tomatoes. So if you're a salt person, you need to add it in for yourself. I do not add in salt because I think the tomatoes adds enough salt. So I'm just letting that little tidbit be heard and known. Okay. And then you're going to add your cheese. This is the meat. Now you add your cheese. And I like cheese. I'm totally a cheese girl. That's why the girl can't lose weight. But love it. I just layer it on there. Now you add another thing of noodles. My water's a little warm, so that's why I'm able to just grab my noodles. I cooked them earlier. I just left them in the water. So kind of hot. You just use 3. Oof, hot. Again, ricotta. And you're going to add the ricotta at the end if you want to, but you don't have to. Just depends on how much you like that. If you don't like ricotta, don't use it. I mean, again, this is, make it the way you like it. I'm just showing you how my family enjoys it. And this is the last layer because you can only get 2 layers, and that's why I say it's 6 noodles for you guys. It's just making the thing. I think I usually get a deeper pan because I should have made 1 more layer. This pan isn't very deep. So usually you have 1 more layer, and I don't have another layer, so you're just going to have to spread the cheese over it, which is really weird, but so I'm probably going to have a lot of leftovers, and I'll just freeze the leftovers. But that's really it. I mean, if you like something else, and like I said, you already used the tomato juice as the thing to really help the noodles cook through the rest of the way. It cooks for 45 minutes because you really just want it to cook get it warm. Everything's pretty much cooked. You're just getting it really nice and warm now. And there you go. I'll just lift my top up so you can see it. And that is the finished project. And now it's going to go in the oven for 45 minutes. So I thank you for watching. I love you all and have a wonderful evening. Mwah. Bye. And see, I spilled, and that's already catching it. And then when it's done, I'll just throw that piece away. But that's the great thing of having aluminum foil down while you're cooking, so it catches all the gunk and you don't have to scrub it. I love that little tidbit. Learned it from Facebook. I can't say I did it on my own. So, yeah.